Welcome to the part 3. Don't overload your mind. Yes, we saw why change mindset in part 1, mind, intellect, and habits in part 2. We understood that what is needed in terms of the health of mind. How to really keep mind very active or very productive. That is what we want to really achieve. We have seen the way we have been conducting ourselves, which has been really causing difficult existence for us, with the stress all along and uncertainty all over the place. So now we need to understand that overloading mind is causing what kind of issues to us. Yes. So let me share my screen. Yes. Yes, this is the most important need in today's environment. The blue screen is what we are being exposed right now. As I said in my earlier part of the talk, we had a very simple life maybe 30, 40 years ago. The mind was not loaded at all, because life was very easy, a very simple life. There were no uncertainties, there were no issues, there were no huge expectations. Today, we have expectations, our own expectations. I have had education, let us say, my friends are possibly much ahead of me, so that's causing me pain, right? There are some others who are below me, but that does not really give me a great comfort. But those who are ahead of me is causing me pain. Some of my friends are buying maybe properties left and right, or they are going overseas and I'm not able to go for various reasons. Maybe I don't have money, or my family situation doesn't permit me. There is a lot of internal frustrations as well. Right. My expectations, my family's expectations. At times nowadays, the two spouses work in two different areas, different cities, different countries. Now, these are creating their own level of stress on their mind screens. And the thoughts, as we said, the first thing which happens in our human system is it starts with the thought, and that is what impacts the body as well as the relationships. So if we now take an overview of the way we are living compared to our very easy, cozy life of 30, 40 years ago, where our exposure was so bare minimal. We lived in our own town, our parents looked after us well, the food was available, whatever locally, homemade food. Today, we have expectations of high growth rate on the job, right? High achievements that we want, because we are all highly educated, right? Then I want certain level of my dress, my branded clothes, right? Okay, and my certain house, size of house. I want maybe 3-bedroom hall kitchen or a bungalow or whatever. Now, these are the expectations. I have one car, maybe I want another car. My colleague in the department has got another car, I have not got it, right? Promotions, I have not yet got. Somewhere all of these are the competition, and comparison is actually killing our humanity. At work, even at home, the same thing, because so much is available for us, for our eyes to see through the digital network, through TV, through mobile, that so much is available, and I have got only so much so far. Still, I haven't got so many other things, while some of my colleagues and friends have got it. That is making, in spite of so much of achievements, I'm not happy. I'm remaining unhappy. I feel a sense of loss. I'm not enough. I'm stressed. I have to still work hard day and night. So I'm ready to slog for 18 hours, 20 hours, if, without seeing the clock. It is what time of the night. And that is impacting the body, because the body has its own limit. The human biological body has its own way of living. We'll come to that later. Okay, coming to the family side, similarly, the family has a huge expectations, because you live in an environment where everybody is watching, right? In good old days, we had that, what is that called, 20-inch TV or 28-inch TV. Today we are talking of what, 56 or whatever, 100 and whatever x inches. So because it's all available in the market, and you want to be one up man ship. Now we are in this world where the external materials have taken control of our mind. We are working for those facilities. Actually, if you really look at that, you've got enough money, your monthly salaries, annual salaries, so much. You don't have to really, but are you happy with your family? Are you able to spend time with your spouse, your children? So at one time in your young age, you had thought that I want to keep my family happy and I am working hard. Yes, you started working hard. But today, having got all of this, are you keeping? What is the purpose of a human being? Yes, the purpose of an executive is to keep achieving, achieving, achieving. But you have two parts in your own system. I am an executive when I think like on work, but I am a human being with my family members and also with my colleagues. Am I being a human with my team members, with my colleagues, with myself? Do I have time for myself? Do I have time to reflect what I need to do for my own welfare, my health welfare, my family welfare? Do I have time to think about those? Now, the blue screen is actually the material world has taken control of the mind span. Absolutely. And the competitive spirit, jealousy, and all of those negativity has taken charge by and large. And yes, coming to the biology now, what happens is that when you are not able to live like a human being, meaning what is a human being? Yeah, there's a nice point. Human being is when given of freedom, he will love people. He will talk nicely with people. He will be at peace. He will not fire anybody. That's his normal self of a human conscient being. That is that energy, what we call. That is the only thing which is conducting ourselves. This is only the physical five elements. The power, all powers are, whatever I'm speaking is actually coming from there, right? The all my good, bad, everything character is sitting there, right? The body doesn't carry my character, right? It's that energy which is carrying the character. So all that, so the energy, the conscient being is always right. Yes, it knows it has to be in right. Yes, its existence is only in the righteous form, right? It always wants to speak nicely to people. It always wants to love people. It always wants to be happy, create happiness. He always wants to help people. He always wants to have mercy on people. Now, 90% of the time we conduct also like this. Yes, this is also true, and we all know that. It is only those 10% of the time when we lose our control because the intellect, whatever it is telling, we don't want to listen to, and my selfish, my material gain takes focus, and I do wrong thing. And when I do wrong thing, it it, it has its impact on the biological organs. It starts with willpower. You start losing your willpower, you start losing your confidence, and finally you will start losing immunity. The body will start losing immunity, and that's where the illnesses start forming in the body. On the other side, when you are agitated, negative, angry, that is what I said earlier, that's when the stress hormones get released, and every second of your stress moment releases a stress hormone, and it is killing several millions of cells or damaging cells. So actually you are killing yourself the day you started becoming stressed. And very soon, in 8 or 10 years, you will get a heart attack or a kidney stone or a stroke. And that's the result of you initiated the killing spree of your body cells through accepting stressful life. So, dear friends, what is needed to come out of this is to live a balanced life. You got to put a boundary around you. How much is more for me? How much is enough for me? And you got enough money, you got your nice family, you got a nice job, and live within those focused your work domain and focused family domain. That much is enough to grow your professional life and give you a happy life. So that is the narrow down your focus into the bare minimum, which is your bare minimum requirement. So you don't get unhappy about what others are getting, or no, you focus about your goal, your achievement, and work in a right manner, and that will make your mind not think too much. So the thoughts will come down from 50,000 thoughts to 30,000 thoughts. Your health will improve. Your creative mind now will be so stable. The mind will be able to is fresh, fertile. Every day when you get up in the morning, your mind will be so fresh. You night when you go to bed, it will get very sound sleep. Absolutely. And that gives you now a rested mind, gives you a very, very bright spark of ideas throughout the next day. So you get a creative day, you get an innovative day, you get a nice positive energy of yourself, helping your colleagues, your team members, your family members. And that's where the positive environment will be created. So, friends, yes, get into reducing exposure to your mind. Don't overload that poor fellow. Now, here is a beautiful example. We all have heard how the Arjun was put to test by his guru, and he asked every of his pupil, and he asked, what do you see? Everyone said, I see. He was very nicely asking. Guru was asking the other students, oh, do you see the tree? Do you see the bird? Do you see the sky? And everybody said, yes, yes, Guruji, I see sky, I see tree, I see sparrow. And finally, they could not get the target. And then comes the turn of the Arjun, the last he is invited to try. And the Guru asked him, what do you see, Arjun? Do you see the sky? He said, no. Do you see the tree? He says, no. Do you see the sparrow? He says, no. Do you see the eye? He said, no. What do you see? He says, Arjun says, I see that black dot in the pupil of the eye. I said, go fire. And that's how he was declared as the best archer of his archer. So, friend, it is the focus that matters. In today's times, people talk of multiple businesses, multiple startups. Mind is one, mind is that. And when mind can think one, mind can't think anything else. And if you want your one project, one startup is closest to your heart, you can give your best and you will get some great result in the shortest possible time. If you really focus, use your mind for one item at a time. So friends, that is what we need to really use. So yes, the message is calm down, stop the chatter of the mind. Don't think like a bird. And so here is a beautiful quote from Patanjali I found. When you are inspired by some great purpose, all your thoughts break their bonds. Your mind transcends limitations and you find yourself in a new, great and wonderful world. Do you feel that? And let me tell you, when you are with that limited focus work, you will experience a great purposeful life and you will have a sense of achievement. You will have a sense of being a genius because you will get what our earlier saints and our Rishi Muni could get some great, wonderful experiences in those lives which we have heard of. They could see in the future, they could bring some from, they could talk across the distances without technology of our digital world. So all that is possible, which we know. Yes, so that requires that we work with people because ultimately we work only with people, whether at work or at home. We use as much of love, respect, truth, humility, unity, because these are the energizer. These are the creativity givers. These are your empowering elements, right? And that will give you your new life. Actually, you will be put into a new highest orbit at your work and in your personal life for your happiness. This is the quote by Dadi Janki of Brahma Kumari. She lived 105 years and till the end of almost few months before that, she was flying all over the world to be with the people, to guide people in spite of her poor health. That much was her control over her body that she could conduct herself. She said, oh, I can manage my body. Body will not do anything. Doctors would refuse her to go, but she says, no, I will go. And she did succeed almost 10 years minimum under that poor health, but went all around the world, giving her beautiful messages of love, respect, truth, humility, and unity. She says, explore these virtues and base your life on this. And the spirituality, just to talk about that a little, is nothing but be good and do good. If you even follow this, you don't have to remember any of this. Just be good and do good. That covers all spirituality. That also means don't be bad and don't do bad. Not even once. That reminds me a beautiful example that when you have a let's say a container full of milk, good milk, if there is a drop of a poison, will you like to take that milk? So when you have 90% good, you are living with 10% poison. That 10% is killing you everywhere. So yes, the message is absolute pure 100% milk. Don't let a drop of poison get into your life, spoil your life. This is where we close our part 3, and we move to the